Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Hello, it's Shane Willis, Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode. Happy Tuesday. Oh, yeah, I just walked outside. It is foggy out here. It is muggy. Because my glasses just completely fogged. Hope everybody's having a good one. If you can tell by my voice, I'm feeling a little better. But if you've listened to yesterday, you know that two things have happened to me over the last couple of days. One, I became a grandfather, which meant I spent some time at the hospital. And two, I got a little under the weather myself. I don't think I was sick. I think I just had one of the worst allergy head colds in forever. I wasn't sore, just I could not stop sneezing. It was ridiculous. I think I went through 13, 14 boxes of Kleenexes in the last 3 or 4 days. With that being said, I was subjected, especially at the hospital, to some of the HGTV channels. And I wanted to have a little fun today on the podcast. So what we did is I actually came up with 5 myths that are completely and totally perpetrated on these channels. All right. Some of the shows I want to talk about were House Hunters, Million Dollar Listing, Love It or List It, Property Brothers. It's fun to watch them. I enjoy watching them, especially since I'm in the industry. But I want to make sure some of these myths are exposed. So we're just going to have our own little episode of Mythbusters, real estate style. All right, first one. Buyers look at 3 homes and decide to purchase one of them. That's I've had some folks in my office that were on beachfront bargains. They asked me to be on it. I had actual schedule conflict. But it was funny. That's how it worked. You look at 3 condos, you buy one of them. That's not necessarily the case. That's pretty much a myth. National Association of Realtors actually says that people look at 10 properties before picking which one they want. Now, with that being said, I will tell you that most of my clients will narrow down stuff to a top 10, and then it seems without me, they go riding one day. And I've seen them knock off 4 or 5 just from the neighborhood. So when I talk to sellers about how important it is to have curb appeal, that's why. Because I know buyers actually do, first of all, they do their searching online, narrow it down to their top 10. Then they go do a drive-by. They're looking at the neighborhood, they're looking at curb appeal of the house. You can be cut off the list before you even get them in the house. And there's really, really simple curb appeal things you can do to help folks get in the house. But most of the time, we're starting with 10. So this 3 and done, yeah, that's kind of a myth. All right, myth 2. The houses the buyers are touring are still for sale. Right. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith come down and we're going to look at these 3 houses. And these 3 houses have been on the market since they started looking 6 weeks ago. Wrong. Myth. Are you kidding me? Everything's staged for TV. Many of the properties are actually sold or off the market. It's funny, I've had some of these shows reach out to me and go, hey, listen, we love the property that you have over on the beach. It was Beachfront Bargains that reached out. We love the property you have over the beach. Can we put it on the show? I'm like, well, it's under contract already. That's okay. Get somebody to come see it anyways. What do you mean get somebody to come see it? It's all staged for TV. I don't mean to call out that particular one. That's normal. I'm sure some of these other shows are the same way. So the houses they're touring are for sale or still for sale? That's a myth. 3, the buyers haven't made a purchase decision yet. There is no way to show the entire buying process in 30-minute show. So they actually choose buyers that are further along. We've been pre-approved. We've already sold our property up north. We've already done whatever we have to do to get this property. So there's a myth that, well, we're not quite sure if we want to buy or not. A television show is not going to shoot that way if they don't know that to buy. Sorry about the delay there. It's inevitable lately. I've been getting a phone call right in the middle of the podcast episode. They're not going to show that. I've actually been on television, both in reality and fiction shows and crime reenactments and stuff like that. If you've listened to me at all the last year, you know I kind of dabble as an actor. It's fun. I have a blast doing it. But they're just not going to cast that. There's too much money. When someone opens up a set, there's just too much money being spent between the crew, especially your cameraman, your sound. All that is way too much money to be trying to cast someone who's not further along, especially in a 30-minute show. Myth number 4. If you list your home, it's always going to sell at the open house. It's always going to sell at the open house. I see this on $1 Million Listing a lot. They throw some extravagant open houses. I love it. It's a blast to watch, especially if I have a cocktail or two. Because I'm sitting there watching how some of these open houses are just nothing but a big party. That's all they are. But there's a myth out there that it's always going to be sold at that open house. That's not necessarily the case. That's a huge myth. The truth, of course, is going to be great. But open houses are important. They do guarantee you exposure. More than likely, it's probably not going to be sold right there at that open house. So don't let that myth get you. All right, myth number 5. Homeowners decide to sell their homes after a 5-minute conversation. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a seller, and I think maybe twice somebody has decided to sell their home after a 5-minute conversation with me. And both of those times, it has been long conversations with each other. The couple had a long conversation with each other, knew they wanted to sell, and had listened to my podcast, read my book, basically had decided, hey, this is what we want, this is what we want to do. Shane, you're the one you are the expert, so we want to go with you. What do we sign? And we had about a 3-minute conversation about price, and that was it. That's all there was to it. That's happened twice. For the most part, people don't make that decision in 5 minutes. Most of my listing appointments are an hour and a half minimal, because there's questions that need to be answered. I need to figure out what exactly you're trying to do. Now, like I said, if someone has listened, guys, I got 130, 140 episodes right now? Even if it is 5 minutes an episode, which it's not. I try and get these down to 5 minutes, but they're not. I never can. It's also 10 minutes an episode times 130 episodes. And I promise you, some of my first episodes were a lot longer because I interviewed some people. I got some episodes there that are 50 and 60 minutes long. So let's say 10 minutes an episode or 15 minutes an episode. That means every 4 episodes is an hour. I got 120. I got 50, 60, 70 hours worth of material that you could listen to. That's not 5 minutes. People have spent some time. I don't know anybody that's actually listened to all the episodes. If you have, let me know. I'll give you a shout out. If you've actually listened to every episode I've recorded. But spending 5 minutes and then I'm going to sell my house, that's not normal. So don't let that myth, HGTV get you. All right. I know some of these are common sense, but I wanted to have a little fun today. Plus, I'm trying to get a little better. Hopefully my voice gets even better tomorrow. I seem to be feeling a little bit better each day. All right, that's all I got for you today. As always, if you're not subscribed to get the tips, tricks, graphs, infographics, get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. That's 5minutesinrealestate.com. Also, like the Facebook page, facebook.com/Shane Willis, the Realtor. Get over to your player of choice. Hit subscribe. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Play. We're on Android. We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher, SoundCloud, whatever. Get over to your player of choice. Hit like, hit subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart. YouTube. And finally, I end the podcast the same way every time. I never ask for any money for doing these, although it costs me money to do them. I do, however, ask that if I brought you value in this, whether it was a chuckle or real value, if I brought it to you in this or any other episode, make sure you share it on social media. Thanks for listening. Have a great Tuesday.